Hi guys, how you doing? It's Oz here again. Today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about this small green book. This is an original early boxing book. It's one of a collection I've accumulated over the last few years. This is Self-Defense or the Art of Boxing by Ned Donnelley. This is quite a rare one actually, and I was very lucky to get this. A friend of mine pointed out that there was one available online. He wasn't in a position to buy it and asked me if I was, did I want to get it? Turns out, thankfully at the time, I was, so I did, and it's been one of the prides of my collection ever since. It's a fantastic little book, gold embossed cover. Let's bring it up to the camera so you can see it. Absolutely lovely. It was published, this particular version was published in 1881, I believe. This is a 4th edition. Let me tell you what it says in the inside cover. It says, Self-Defense or the Art of Boxing with illustrations showing the various blows, stops and guards by Ned Donnelley, Professor of Boxing to the London Athletic Club, etc., etc. Edited by J M Waite, Professor of Fencing, late 2nd Lifeguards. Now that's an interesting point to make out, is that J M Waite is John Musgrave Waite, who wrote the sabre treatise that Matt Easton, who appears on this channel quite a lot, and I sometimes creep onto his channel from the Schola Gladiatori channel. It's the system that he practices and teaches. So Ned Donnelley, who wrote this boxing book, was a close friend and a sparring partner of John Waite. The two of them worked together. Ned Donnelley taught boxing and Waite taught fencing. Now it's fairly obvious when you read through this book that Ned Donnelley was no stranger to fencing. He understands a little bit about it. He describes one of the stances with one of the particular steps as being akin to a fencing lunge, and he assumes that you know what that is, because clearly everybody knows what that is. And I hear on the grapevine that John Waite was actually a pretty handy boxer as well, but not as handy as Ned Donnelley. Now, Ned Donnelley was fighting in the 1860s, which was pretty much exactly when the Marquis of Queensberry's rules started to come into force. There was a period where the London prize ring and the Marquis of Queensberry's rules overlapped for a while, and that's exactly where Ned Donnelley was. And interestingly, he fought under the London prize ring rules, and he coached and taught boxing under the Marquis of Queensberry's rules. So he has a great amount of experience of both, and this book is designed to be used by people fighting in gloves. So it's very much at the end of the pugilistic period, but because of Ned Donnelley's past, because of where he fought, it clearly does fall within that. And it's very reminiscent of some of the other transitional texts, things like Alanson Wynne or Owen Swift. So yeah, but one of the reasons we like this so much is that Ned Donnelley clearly could do what his book tells you he could do, because he had, at the time of writing, taught 16 of the winners of the Marquis of Queensberry's Cup. Now, bear in mind that the Marquis of Queensberry's Cup had only been in existence for about 30 years at this time. What that's saying to us is that almost half of those winners, so every year the cup was held and one person was named champion, and every year somebody was awarded the cup. And half of those years, the person that was awarded the cup was one of Ned Donnelley's students. So this man could really teach boxing. So it's a fantastic book. It's full of illustrations. Let me show you a few. Here's a lovely one here. Let's bring that up to the camera. I don't know if you can see that. Absolutely stuffed full of them. Pretty much every page has got a picture on it illustrating a point. And he also goes to great lengths to explain it. So if you can get a copy of this book, an original, do. It's worth its weight in gold. In fact, it's a very light book. It's probably worth more than its weight in gold. I am in the process of recreating this book as digital tutorials and scanning in the pictures and typing in the text to create a series of online tutorials in Ned Donnelley's system. So if you check out pugilism.org, in fact I'll put a link down below and you can go have a look at it. It's fantastic stuff. Give it a try, have a look. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Anyway, next time I may bring another one of my collection along. I'll let you have a look at that. But in the meantime, have a good day, and I'll speak to you soon.